The Weekend from the 50 Shades soundtrack. It's Wave 105. More great songs coming up before 11 with Years and Years and the Imagine Dragons. Pat Benatar is on the way in a moment. Now it's time for 5 things you need to know about next week with columnist and blogger Vicky Charles.
Hello.
What's the first thing we need to know about next week?
My favourite day of the year. Tomorrow is napping day.
Napping day?
Yes, definitely getting involved with this one. My daughter stopped napping a long time ago and it was traumatic for me. It's actually officially supposed to be a day where we catch up on the lost hour of sleep when the clocks went forward. The clocks don't go forward until the end of the month. So they've kind of missed that one a little bit, but I don't care, any excuse.
We can't possibly change the date. All these marketing agencies have already built things around napping day, and surveys have been conducted on how much sleep we do or don't need by pillow manufacturers, so we can't change the date. But
Definitely have to go to sleep.
What you mean?
20 to 30 minutes is the optimum time. I like to have an hour. A good hour.
See, that's too long for me. If I fall asleep for an hour, then I'll wake up and feel ill.
Ill?
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
If I have a nap in the day, I always end up feeling sick afterwards.
Oh, that's rubbish. You need to practice more.
Okay. Clearly, I'm not up to speed on my napping. So what's the second thing we need to know about next week?
Russell Howard on the 10th, which is Tuesday, at the Winchester Theatre Royal.
And he's the guy of Good News Week fame.
And Mock the Week. Bristolian, or I think he's from the Bath area, actually. Actually, last weekend he ran Bath Half for a local charity. Bath Half, I don't know if you have been to Bath, mostly hills. So I do hope he's able to walk by the time he needs to get on stage.
Mostly hills and hen weekends, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the third thing we need to know about next week?
Michael McIntyre, also at the Winchester Theatre Royal on the 12th.
Sounds like a great week for comedy.
Yes, it is. Both of these are warm-up gigs for the tour. So Russell Howard's billed as kind of unscripted, and Michael McIntyre, it's been said that, you know, he might have notes on stage because it's a work in progress.
I saw Lee Evans do one of those at the Mayflower last year, and he literally walked on stage with a stack of notes.
Oh, my gosh.
Walked to the front, did a gag, walked to the back. He had a pile for stuff that worked and a pile for stuff that didn't. These work-in-progress shows are fantastic.
I did see Richard Herring a few years ago at a really tiny venue somewhere in Southampton, and that was really good.
Tell me that the fourth thing we need to know about next week is another comedian.
It's Morrissey. So, depending on how you feel about Matador's getting gored, which was his latest quote, I think, may or may not be seen as a comedy. The Prices also may or may not be seen as a comedy. He's at the Bic on the 14th. Prices start from £50.85.
Wow.
And go up to £71.50.
Wow.
But he did a tour last year and he did one UK date at the O2 and sold out. This year he's got 6 UK dates. And Bournemouth is number 2, and he's Morrissey, so he can charge 50 quid and he'll probably sell out. Weirdly though, the Bic website's got a picture of him smiling in a yellow shirt.
Maybe he had indigestion.
Yeah, it's got a bit of wind.
And what's the fifth and final thing we need to know about next week?
Mother's Day, don't forget.
How am I ever going to forget that?
Well, I don't know.
I'm surrounded by reminders. I've got kids, for starters.
Oh yeah, that'll do it, yeah.
I've already been fleeced for the Mother's Day sale at school.
God, I've got all this to look forward to, haven't I?
And rest assured, the items for sale are probably things that have been re-gifted from other school events. I mean, this is going to make me sound horrible.
You're such a cynic.
Most of it's a load of old tat. Anyway, it's the thought that counts.
This is the lady who... Mothering Sunday in the UK is a Christian thing, but Mother's Day is the American thing set up by this lady called Anna Jarvis in the early 1900s, who thought we should all honour our mothers. She campaigned to the President Woodrow Wilson until he signed it off and said, yeah, we'll do that. And then a few years later, she campaigned against it because it became so commercialised and people were basically selling tat. And she said, that's not what it's for. You're supposed to write a nice poem for your mum. And she campaigned it and died bitter and childless, apparently.
Having seen the list of items that my kids could buy for the Mother's Day sale at school, I can tell you that the whole tat thing is still going strong.
When people say, what did you buy your mum for Mother's Day? And I say, well, I didn't. And they go, oh, you're a terrible daughter. And I go, well, I don't think my mum needs any more tat. She's got 6 kids. She's got a house full of tat now. Like, I'd rather get her, like, some flowers or take her out for lunch or do something nice than buy tat, which is, goes against everything that Hallmark want me to do.
It's another one of those days that has become completely over-commercialised. And it's a sad thing because those who no longer have mums, when they're surrounded by all these reminders...
It's shoved under your nose.
Yeah, just the same as if you're single on Valentine's Day, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's there. We choose to celebrate it in our own ways, perhaps.
Yes.
Just don't forget. We have warned you.
Just don't forget, you have been told.
That's 5 things you need to know about next week. If you'd like to find out more information, you can drop by Vicky's blog, which is
singlemother.ahoy.com.
And we'll link to that on our Facebook page. And we'll see you next week, Vicky.
Bye.